at a point in time, I said, I will never go to bed with me holding grudges against my wife. We have been doing actually, and I remember we went to Daddy Balami, the daughter got married. It's my wife that was even advising the Amaria, that this is what my husband has been doing and it has been helping us. But just as you say, it's not easy because it's a deliberate thing actually. Yeah. But at times you are trying your best, but
the other person,
it's like as in, is it that so actually it's not easy. So just like Pastor said, the women to have to help us. Sure. We are making a deliberate effort to make sure that our home is peaceful. But the women too have to play a part. That is the truth. So one thing I got today again is that I should do it without waiting for receipt. I think it's a take home.
It's true.
Thank you very much.
Let's celebrate our brother. Thank you. You said that you would question. Yeah, wow.
Thank you, Daddy. You said something about as a reciprocal. That is where I think we used to have issue on it. Because sometimes he want to tell you something, he want to do something, and he wants you to still respond to that thing. And me, I'm not that kind of a person that responds immediately, which that's the individual difference. And also about not going to bed with this, he has helped me with that. Because if he should leave me, I will sleep peacefully. I don't have.
Not only you, madam. It's a common thing among the women. Honestly, let me be frank. I as a pastor, I have handled many cases like this. For women, they will sleep with it. They don't have problem. But mazani, zakiga, harbi pe maze tashima.
He will wake me and say, "Okay, you just sleep. You don't even have problem about it." I said, "Because I don't have problem." You will sleep comfortably and you know there is no peace. I said, to me there is no problem. Because it's you that know that you have problem. So we got that. But you say you won't be able to sleep all through the night to be awake. We have to resolve it. So with that, gradually I started responding to that, and it really helped me, which I can tell 1 or 2 is working for me. It's working for me. But still yet to thank God, because God is really helping us. We are growing.
Good. Let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. Honestly, thumbs up for you. That's what we want. See, your testimony is the best thing that can help someone.
I think I'm fortunate. Before getting married, I read staying close with my wife.
Okay.
Because we did it in the church's Bible study, so it was a material for the whole year. I learned a lot from that book. I was not counseled by a pastor. I was counseled by an elder in the church. They asked us a question then. They said, how much of your love are you supposed to give your spouse? So we answered, I said 50%. My wife said 50. So I will give 50 and she will give 50. And then this was what the wife of the elder said. She said wrong. She said no. I'm supposed to give 100%. Irrespective of whether my wife gives 100% or not. And she is also supposed to give 100%. And I think since from that day, that thing has stopped in my head. Because the Bible gave command, the Lord said, for the husband, you should love your wife. The Bible did not say whether she loves you back or not, whether she sleeps with you or not, whether she leaves your house or not. The Bible has given you a command to love your wife, whether she's doing the right thing or not. Also, the woman, God also gave her own command. So for me, that thing has really helped me. So sometimes, even when I do it and I feel my wife is not responding back, I just know that that is a command for me by God, that I should love my wife, whether or not she responds. Yes, even though the issue of because my wife does not talk. Me, I'm the talker. My wife does not talk. If you know my wife very well, she doesn't talk. So even if there's conflict, if I don't bring up the issue, she will not. So, but we do try our best to always talk about those things. And I'm glad that I know that even in times of conflict, that I'm supposed to give my 100% to my wife.
Let's celebrate our brother.
There's something inside on our wedding day that my husband and I keep telling each other day in, day out. He said during the course of the sermon, which was almost 19 years ago, he said, love your wife even if she is unlovable. He mentioned that. So my husband will say, according to your kaka, on our wedding day, he said I should love you even if you're unlovable. So I asked him, I said, am I unlovable? But that is not restricted to the man only.
Yes.
As a wife too, do you love your husband based on condition? It has to be an intentional act. You have to be decisive, like he said. Take that stand. Am I doing this because my husband did this to me, so that I'll do this to him? Or am I doing it based on what God said? If I'm expecting a reciprocal gesture from my husband, that means I will not do that which the scripture says I should do. It's just like now a wife cooking and then serving food. Then your husband will say, I will not eat because I'm not hungry, or you offended me. As a wife, you have done your part. Who sleeps with the hunger? At the end of the day, he is the one that sleeps with the hunger. No, I'm not trying to If at that time she says, okay, because you're hungry, I will not cook too because I'm mad. I'm hungry at the action that you've taken earlier. Two wrongs don't make a right.
At all.
So when you do your own part based on what the scripture says, I think it has a way of touching the heart of the other person. Just a caution.
Man is the kind of man that loves food.
That loves what? Food.
Yes. Anytime he went to work, before he come home, I will try my best to see that I'm prepared.
Please, let's celebrate our sister.
Before he comes home. But my problem with my husband is that he don't understand me. When it comes, sometimes maybe I will be having something doing before I cook the food. So if he comes home and once he sees that fire is burning, he will just cramp his face. Even if I try to explain myself to him that and I always try my best to see that I've prepared the food before he comes home. And another thing is that my husband, I always tell him this, but he's not taking correction. He's not women, we do like men to appreciate us or to celebrate us. And if I dress up like that, I come out, I expect my husband to say, oh, you look good, baby, or something that will make me happy. But my husband...
I hope you are listening. I will call next week to confirm.
No, the times even if I say they will see me. Mother was skinny chill. Say, oh, I didn't even notice the clothes. Then jabbing about like serious, to doing the petting now. You have been the kill, the father, the walker. And you can't vitamins, I check, I kill. Go back of you use your own money. You mean to say the kill doing your thing. Go back to burn your man. So, another thing, that's who he mentioned something like in your attach the survey, some of the times don't point that in your butchie, but he tries and sometimes say in the survey and he see that the thing is not working. How will it work? By cousin, maybe and my husband is not reasoning with me when it comes to that side. In your then me not so she not about she check burning and it make me angry. How do you expect me to wake up in the morning and make breakfast for him? yayi kyau. Da kaina, even if he did not wake me up, zan tashi, I will greet him, good morning baby. How was your night? And I will make his breakfast. When take the abinci ka ci before you go to work. Wani lokaci zai ce ku ci, ni zan je in wani abu na yake ci, zan ce lokaci. Domin they have made me happy. So mother, we have to be open with our women when it comes to that side. Thank you.
Please, let's celebrate that. That the silence in your marriage is not peace. It's a sign of surrender. I said, let me to say something that I wrote. You avoid deep conversation to keep the peace. You stop sharing how you really feel because what's the point? What's the point? You choose distance over disagreement. You would rather be alone than risk another argument. You are building emotional walls instead of bridge. Here's the bitter truth. Every time you choose silence over speaking up, you are not preserving your marriage. You are preparing it for its end.